Well, I'll tell you, last week it was a great win for us as a team. Guys did what they needed to do, made plays throughout the game that we needed to make. Obviously, we got the home field advantage with our fan base staying our student body, especially the student body, but our entire fan base staying the entire game to give us that home field advantage. And we're really excited, I think, to have college game day here. It is really neat for our program. And everybody to really get to see. I think last week they saw the type of atmosphere we have here, and want to have a sellout crowd this week. I think there's still standing room only tickets that they're still selling at this point to give us that home field advantage, I think that is so important coming in here to this game. Interesting. I mean, it's really exciting for the state of Mississippi right now with the success that both universities are having. Pretty incredible. I hear we end up as coaches kind of locked away sometimes, so you don't get to see that excitement that's all around. But I know people around the state. There's a lot of pride with everybody around the state of Mississippi and what we're able to accomplish on the football field, and that's fantastic. We can be a part of that. So. That is really exciting. We got a tough matchup this week with Auburn. The best team we've played so far. As Bill told me right now, every team we've played so far this year has been undefeated going into the game. So it's another one, But you look at Auburn and the type of team they are. A team knows how to win. Obviously, the defending conference champion. They got to play for a national championship last year. Their guys know how to win. They've played in big games, know how to play in big games. Got one of the top defenses in the conference. You look at them, a lot of talented players. They roll a lot of guys through on the defensive line. They got big physical linebackers, and they got great athleticism in the secondary to cover you. You go to the other side of the ball, they have I think the most experienced quarterback in the league that's back, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, leads the league in rushing. They got big play wide receivers on the outside, and obviously they're a great running team with a big physical offensive line and a bunch of different backs they'll throw at you, including their main guy is the third leading rusher in the SEC. So really another huge challenge for us this week with a great team coming in, and should be a pretty exciting game. Should be fun. Should be a great atmosphere, and we'll be ready to go play.
Questions? We'll get a mic to you.
Last couple of weeks when discussing Dak Prescott, you brought up the relationship he's developed with Brian Johnson. How has Brian helped him during the game week, and then his input during the game itself in the press box?
Well, you know what, it's great, because, the one thing Brian, by getting to be upstairs, really gets to see everything. I think a lot of times when you're upstairs, it's like watching the game film. I mean, it really all lays out there to him. And, for me, I'm kind of back and forth sometimes with them, and then I'm with the defense every once in a while. But, even though I only had Brian for a year, when he's talking to him, it's how I like talking to quarterbacks and how I want it done. It's a lot of discussion on what went on. They come off the series, they just go through the series. What did you see? Why did you do this? And Dad kind of talks through everything that happened. Then Brian says, okay, this, if there's something that we made a mistake on, this is where the mistake was. This is, maybe you didn't see this happen out there on the field, or, this is what happened on the backside of that read. So I think there's just really great communication about what's getting done on the field.
Brian has only played football for about 3 years. Are you really surprised at where he is right now?
No, because, he's a hard worker. He came in and he's got a great practice work ethic out there on the field. I know, playing basketball last year, we missed a little bit of the off season. So I still think he has a lot of improvement he can make, but he's got very natural ball skills, and I think that the ability with his ball skills and his body control certainly help him, and his size, that mismatch. So, when he gets himself in position, he's very natural catching the ball and allows him to make a lot of big plays.
You've been a part of a lot
lot of teams that have been ranked this high and gotten this much attention, but is it more special for you to be the head coach of a team that's getting this attention?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun. Still down in there in the meetings trying to figure out how to score some points and how to shut them down. But I think all of our coaches on our staff, everybody's proud of, we've been able to build here a little bit. But, obviously this was nothing to do with our goal. Rankings and all are really cool. The only one that I see is we're 2-0 in the SEC with 6 games to go. So we really haven't accomplished all that much yet. And the rest of it, it's kind of cool.
Coach, when you were recruiting Dak Prescott 4 years ago, what did you see out of this kid to make you believe a Heisman Trophy campaign or this kind of play was possible in him?
Well, I don't, when you talk about like all those national awards and Heismans and stuff like that, I think our offensive system certainly helps that with guys. I think, I've been blessed to have some really good quarterbacks, but then a lot of the quarterbacks that succeed at the highest levels within our system get mentioned for all these awards. It's fantastic, but, you don't look at guys in recruiting that. I look at a guy that was a winner. He's a guy that had an unbelievable work ethic, a desire to be great at whatever he was doing. You just saw that when you were around him. You talk to his high school coaches, you talk to people at the high school, that's what they say. He just got a drive to be great. And those are the type of guys you want because they're going to really develop and they're going to push themselves and maximize their ability to become the best they can be. We're a developmental program, so I love guys that have that desire to want to be great. And so you saw that in him, and I still think he's getting better every single day. We had a great practice last night. I think, we improved as a team last night, and I think that's really important for us.
You mentioned that development, and you're now in year 6, and you had your starting punter, kickoff guy go out, your leading receiver, and your starting center, and you beat the number 6 team in the country by 17. Just speak about the development of those younger guys like Desper and Beckwith moving over and those guys.
Well, I think, we have some older guys on the team and the experience aspect of them knowing that, we always talk about, you got to do your job. You never know when your number is going to be called to make a play. You never know what play in the course of the game is going to be the one to change that. I tell our guys every week, if you know what play is going to be the deciding factor of the game, let me know so I can make a great call. You never know which one it's going to be. You got to be ready and you got to prepare that way. And I think the leadership within our program, the older guys, do a great job for younger guys. So they get to know to be ready. The fact that 2 of those 3 guys went down during, it was basically during warm-ups that we figured they couldn't play, certainly made me sleep better. So, and probably everybody else, there's no real pressure on Logan Cook. He got about 30 seconds notice to realize that he's going to go hit the opening kickoff. So he didn't really have time to get nervous about it. He just had to go do it. But I think